Get this thing together. How we feeling, y'all? It's another Thursday. Make sure we good. All right, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Welcome to another episode of Club Pizzle. I'm, of course, your host, Don P. Pizzle, Pod God. All those good things, man. Cousin Don. Thank you guys for your continued support of this podcast. Thank you for your continued support of this platform while y'all are in a supporting mood. Excuse me. Losing my train of thought here real quick. While y'all in the support mood, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the page, like, the pods, give me some feedback. I would love to hear from you guys some things that I'm not talking about that you think I should talk about. And I did just come up with something that I am going to discuss before I get out of here that I didn't write down. I am going to talk about it real quick because, it is what it is. Hope everybody's week was good. First and foremost, let me thank Honey Dip for having me on her pod. I was on her podcast, Honey with the T, this past Tuesday. I had a really, really great time there. Thank you again, Honey Dip. That was fun. That was a blast. I like being on the other side where I'm getting asked questions and I don't have to ask questions, which is why Whiskey and Wings isn't out yet because I know how I go. But again, thank you, Honey Dip and Honey with the T. Make sure y'all check that out. It's on my IG. It's on her IG, Honey with the Podcast, and Honey Dip 216. Make sure y'all go check out her pod. Shout out to all the podcasters out there though, for real. Shout out to all of the podcasts here in Cleveland. Shout out to the sports podcast. I want to speak about something real quick before we get into it because y'all know the motto: we here for a good time, not a long time, right? I noticed there is like hardly any love for the sports podcasters in the city. And I want it to be known that we do deserve love. We do deserve flowers. We do deserve to be nominated for these awards. We do deserve our own category in this because since the inception of this podcast, 2021, I have been nominated and I've been the only sports pod in there. But I know there are other sports pods out there that deserve recognition and deserve their flowers. So I'm just throwing this out there to all of the award shows and all the award promoters. Entertainment, sports is also a part of entertainment. We are entertainers as podcasters as well. So show a little bit of love to the sports pod. Shout out to all of the award shows though. The OEAs, the Legend Awards, the Trappies, the Cleveland Music Awards. Shout out to all of those places. Shout out to all of those people, the good people who run those platforms and those award shows. Show us sports people some love, okay? Sports potters, don't say I didn't fight for y'all because I am fighting for y'all. I am gonna fight for equality of sports pods. Just gonna throw that out there. Before we get to it, again, this podcast is brought to you in part, empowered by W Energy. W is clean, W is crisp, W is focused. No crash, no jitters, no why am I vibrating moments. Just straight up smooth energy that actually lets you lock in, whether you're editing at 2 a.m., gaming until sunrise, or just trying to make it through your workday. How do you get W? Log on to W.com, find something that you like on there, find the flavor you like, find a sampler, you get you a cup with it. They got merch there. And at checkout, type in code PODGAWD, PODGAWD, and you will get 10% off of your order. So don't play around, support the pod, support the movement. W Energy, level up, lock in, be legendary. Shout out to them. Really big shout outs to them. Now let's get to it. Let's get to these Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't have headphones, so I'm not doing sound effects. I don't know if y'all hear them, and at this point, I don't give a damn. Um, the Cleveland Cavaliers had a pretty good week, if I'm gonna be honest. Coming off of when I last talked to you guys, they were coming off a win against the Milwaukee Bucks and playing the Chicago Bulls. They got out of Chicago with a W. They went to New Orleans and beat the Pelicans in a game which was kind of all right, y'all. Like, what are we doing here? And then they turn around and beat the Orlando Magic on Tuesday night to come back and lose to the Miami Heat last night in the game in which I was in attendance, in the game where I was sitting there disgusted for 3 of the 4 quarters. This Cavaliers defense looks horrible. And I know last night you're without Jared Allen. You've been up without Jared Allen for a while. You were without Dean Wade. They also were without Jalen Tyson. So that is all of your sides. Their starting lineup last night was Harden, Mitchell, Merrill, Ellis, and Mobley. And I know what the NBA is now, and I know what the analytics tell us. But it should be a point where the analytics are telling you, or just one of the coaches, or even a player should recognize it. There's no rim protection. Go to the hole. James can do it. Donovan can do it. Sam Merrill has been driving to the hole because they have to respect him at the 3-point line. They have to blitz him. They have to honor that. So he's developed some stuff that I haven't seen, and I've been watching Merrill for the last 3 or 4 years. I saw him with the Charge. He wasn't driving. He wasn't dribble driving. Early on with the Charge, and when he got to the Cavs, he wasn't dribble driving. He wasn't doing that last year. He wasn't even doing that early in the year. Like, that's something that's just started to happen. So to see him do that, Schroeder can get there. Ellis is a good one, like diving from the corner and getting that pass, getting the backdoor cut and getting the dunk in. Because Miami had no rim protection. Bam, as good of a defender as he is, he's really not a rim protector. Like, you can get there. Khalil Ware, that's another story. Why Khalil Ware don't see more, I'll never know. Like, we'll see what Spo has. But the Cavaliers defensively, they're bad right now. Against Orlando never shoots as good as they shot the other night. They never, that team they're not a good shooting team. But they just seem to hit shot after shot after shot. And the Cavaliers were shooting like 60%, damn near the whole game. But this defense looks bad. Those corner threes and those elbow threes, they're giving up way too many of them at will. This team isn't communicating on defense. You can see it. I thought it was just me, and I thought I was tripping. But actually being there last night and just watching the guys, nobody's talking out there. Nobody's talking. And again, and last night, they looked like they just played a rough game, a tough game against a tough Orlando team. Who is tough? Orlando is they've been tough. Shout out to Jamal Mosley. I hope he's able to hold on to his job a little bit longer. He deserves at least another season with that team. But if they do get rid of him after this season, it won't surprise me. But they do need to hold on to Jamal Mosley at least one more year. Paolo hasn't had a great year. They're hampered by injury. Suggs is out. Franz Wagner, I believe, has been out. I believe it's Franz that's out. And he went with Mo Wagner at the end of the game. I mean, in the fourth quarter, which was crazy to me. I thought he was injured too. But, dealing with those injuries and for that team to catch fire and get hot the way they did, but they have lost quite a few games. So now they're fighting for a play-in spot. And we'll see if they can get hot at the end and try to maneuver some playoff position. It looks like it's gonna be them in Miami playing for the play-in spots. Or those might be the two teams that get the play-in spots. Donovan Mitchell is still playing at an MVP level. It's crazy that Donovan Mitchell is probably no, not probably. He is the most disrespected star in the NBA. I've never seen a guy that drives to the hole as much as Donovan drives to the hole, get fouled as much as he gets fouled, and they rarely call it. Rarely call it. James Harden, the OG foul merchant, the original foul merchant. The calls that he used to get and the calls that I seen him get with the Clippers earlier in the year, he don't get them here in Cleveland. It's the uniform. I promise y'all. Y'all might think I'm tripping, but go back and watch a few Cavs games. Watch Cavs games closely and watch how the lack of calls. James Harden, when he shoots his three-pointer, those guys are coming down in his space a couple of times a game, and they're not calling it. I think they called one last night. Keon Ellis got two of them on his side, but they're not like the foul calls. Like, come on now. I don't like to blame the refs, and I know they can't blame the refs because they can get fined, but I'm going to call it like I see it. And it's not just Tony Brothers. It's the rest of a lot of these referees. We need Billy Kennedy back in to call a game in Cleveland. He actually is back from his he blew a knee or something early, like a couple of months ago, where he tweaked the knee. He hurt his knee, but he was out for a while. But thank goodness he is back. I'm not worried about James Harden. James Harden is going James Harden. James Harden is going what it looks like James is doing now. James looks like he's collecting data for the playoffs. So like, all right, I know what this guy can do. I know what this guy can do. He wants it here. He likes it here. I can get to the hole at will. I just need guys to be in certain spots. I need, all right, if I'm going, is Merrill shadowing me and drifting to the corner, or is he staying out on the wing, or is he drifting back out to the top of the key? Keon Ellis is going to be in the corner. Schroeder is going to be on each wing. Where are my big men going to be at? I know that Allen is going to be in the dunker spot. Evan Mobley, where are you going to be at? When I go, you need to be rolling behind me. I can get you the lob. I can get you there. Where's Max Strus going to be? Where is Jalen Tyson going to be? Where is Dean Wade going to be? I know Dean's going to be in the corner or on the elbow. That's what James is doing. That's what it looks like James is doing to me. Like, all right, I can get shots, I can get points, but that's not what I'm here for. I know when Donovan needs a little bit of a breather, I can just defer to him and let him handle business. I've seen James in the game with Schroeder, with Mitchell, or with any of the other ball handlers, letting them bring the ball up and letting them run point while he plays the two when Donovan is getting his rest. So, like, there are just a lot of things. So I'm not worried about James. I just need James to perform better than he's performed in past playoffs, even though a lot of them aren't his fault. The OKC finals, that was on him. In Houston, those were on him. He got injured in Brooklyn in that series, so I can't put that one on him. The year after that, like, I'm not going to put them all on him, but he has enough where I need him to be a little bit better, because you are the most experienced guy on this team. You have the playoff experience. You have won NBA finals. You've been in playoff battles and wars. You know what it takes to advance. And a lot of young guys on this team need that to get out of the second round. Donovan needs you to get out of the second round. Jared needs you to get out of the second round. Injuries are still an issue. Jared Allen, I'm worried now, because it's been 2 weeks. Where you at, big dog? It came like tendonitis, and it was just you bump knees with somebody, and now you're out for 2 weeks. Again, I'm not gonna accuse the Cavaliers of playing the injury game, and that very well may be what they're doing. That's what they're doing. I'm actually not mad at them, but I need to see Jared Allen back. He was on an absolute tear, and then all of a sudden now he's injured. Tyson has missed the last few games. I think Tyson is going to be back Friday, well tomorrow. I think they said they expect Jared to be back as well as Dean. Which brings me to Evan Mobley. I went on a rant about Mobley last week, right in the middle of his tear. He has been playing well. He's been averaging 24, 25, and 10, 11 rebounds. Last night, I want to call last night an anomaly. I want to chalk last night up to him being tired, but by them having no rim protection, Evan Mobley was supposed to eat. They were supposed to plant him in the paint and let him jump hook Bam Adebayo's face off. That's what they were supposed to do. They didn't do that. I don't know what was wrong with Evan last night. He looked tired. He was making a bunch of tired mistakes on the offensive end. Defensively, I'm not mad. Defensively, he did very well. He did well on Bam. Bam couldn't get those usual easy shots off. He didn't get a lot of the foul calls that he usually gets. Defensively, I'm not worried about Evan. Like, it's not like a guy is gonna ring up 40 on him. It's only a couple of guys. Joker, Wemby, maybe a healthy Embiid. And that's it pretty much for the most part. But defensively, Evan is okay. He's going to hold his own on the defensive end. It's the offensive end where we need Evan Mobley as Cavalier fans to get it together. He still has those free throw yips from time to time where he will he'll go through a stretch. He'll miss 2 or 3 free throws in a row, but he'll bounce back and he'll get a lot of them back. But Evan Mobley is still the key. Donovan's going to do what he do. And James will probably ramp it up. If those guys are going to up theirs, or if James is going to stay at his 24 and Donovan is in the 28 to 30 range, you need Evan Mobley to give you 20 to 25 a game. We need those 11, 12 rebounds. You actually need him and Jared Allen both to be doubling it up or being as close to that double as possible. And I know with the double big, you are going to take away. You could take a couple of rebounds away from those guys, but when they're in there by themselves, they're rebounding machines. The playoffs are here. They're right around the corner. And the Cavaliers have a few things that need to be fixed. They need to fix the defensive end, as well as they need to fix rebounding. They get rebounded far too much. And I know with Allen being out, and then there was a point where Allen was there and Mobley was not. And they're getting killed on rebounds. Thomas Bryant, again, you only need him for 10 minutes a night. That's all I can deal with him is 10 minutes a night. He get in there, get some rebounds. Dean Wade is guarding like perimeter guys, so expecting him to rebound a lot, don't know. And Tyson and Merrill actually had 10, 11 rebounds against New Orleans, but they do need to fix the rebounding because they are crashing boards. And one thing I do notice and this sounds like an excuse, but it's not. They are putting 2 and 3 guys down there on Mobley, and as Mobley is going to grab the ball, those guys really aren't trying to get the rebound. They're just trying to get it away from Mobley. So they're tapping the ball away and tapping it out. And that's where Mobley needs to get a little bit stronger, get that position, box these guys out, snag those rebounds, and go. So they do need to fix whatever they need to fix before the playoffs start, because that's going to be a problem against teams like Boston. You can't give teams like Boston second chances. You can't give teams like New York a second chance. Extra offensive possessions. You can't give Detroit extra possessions. Up next for the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow at home in Miami, and then they go out west, which is weird. They have a game against Utah on the 30th, and they turn around and play the Lakers the very next night, and then they travel to Golden State next Thursday night. That's this 4-game swing. Go 3-1. I'm good with them going 3-1. If they go 4-0, cool. Can't go 2-2, can't go 1-3, can't lose all 4. They either have to win them all, go 3-1. That's what's acceptable at this point. And this final stretch, they're sitting at 4. I don't think they're going to move off of 4, even though the schedule was easy. Like, looking at the rest of the schedule, you got teams like Indiana and Washington on there. They have Atlanta here. So the schedule is pretty light towards the end of the season. So what they can do now, or just worry about getting healthy. Kenny Atkinson needs to make sure those rotations are what they are and get on the same page defensively. Fix this. Because if they don't fix it, it's going to be another second round exit, and then there are going to be more questions coming up. Are they going to trade? Are they going to make another move? Are like core 4 is dead. So they're going to have to make a choice between some guys, as I stated last week. Moving on, the NBA Board of Directors have voted unanimously to explore expansion. Yes. They're exploring it, but it's not confirmed. They haven't committed. But it's been voted on it. They're going to look at it. A couple of the variables coming out of this past vote. What was it, yesterday? Day before yesterday? They have to choose the ownership groups. They have to figure out the costs and the benefits, and the final vote by the Board of Governors sometime this fall. That's just all formality stuff. I honestly believe that this thing is happening. I can't say that it's happening, but it is going to happen. They just have to go through all of the motions, and they have 8 months to get all of this stuff and figure it out. The NBA has hired the investment bank PJT Partners as an advisor to evaluate the potential owners, arena situations, and other little financial stuff. Again, man, just protocol stuff to figure out, all right, which ownership groups, they have to approve them. They have to, it's just a bunch of the financial stuff that a lot of people don't care about, and a lot of people won't understand it. Just saying, well, why can't they just do it? They have to vote on it. They have to find people, the people who they're the potential ownership groups have to make sure that their money is right so that they can make their bids. It's the part of sports that you really have to be entrenched. And believe me, I've been following this thing ever since Adam Silver said, we're going to explore expansion at some point in the future. We just have to get this out of the way. And this was 5 years ago when I first started this show. One of my first shows one of my first episodes of Club Pizzle was talking about them doing that and making that happen. And the two cities that are being looked at is Seattle and Las Vegas, as I've said and as I've stated for 5 years. The entry fee I said last week is going to be $7 to $10 billion. I really hope that there is a ownership group of ex NBA players. You get LeBron and Mellow and Chris Paul and Magic Johnson. Just a group. I want an ownership group with a bunch of ex players by a team. I think that would be fire. Seattle and Vegas have been the front runners from the jump. Both cities need to meet the requirements. Again, like they both have arenas. Seattle just rebuilt their arena. The NHL's Kraken is currently playing in it. Seattle, like, get the Sonics back. As Ice Cube said, put the shit back. Y'all took it away from them. Now put the shit back. Las Vegas hasn't owned a team, but the trend over the last 5 years, 6 years, has been teams moving to Las Vegas. You have them expanding the NHL to get the Golden Knights. And then you had the Raiders moving from Oakland to Vegas. And then you had the Athletics moving from Oakland to Vegas. It's only right the NBA is gonna be there. They did the All-Star game there many moons ago. Vegas, they do a lot of their stuff. Summer League is in Vegas. They have their meetings in Vegas. Like, Vegas is the spot. Vegas is the new spot. They have arenas. They had the new arena. They got T-Mobile. It's big enough. It fits everything that they're trying to do. So they fit. And of course, Seattle, like some of the best fans in the world, we've been longing for this. And I said it once, and I'm gonna say it again. Kevin Durant is going to end his illustrious career in the Seattle Supersonics uniform where it all started. And I believe Russell Westbrook is going to be there to end it with him. And possibly James Harden to end it there too, even though he wasn't drafted by Seattle. The other two were. Russell was drafted by them, except they moved the year that they drafted him. So again, I'll keep you posted on this. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. Other NBA things, Adam Silver did come out and talk about a lot of this. And they asked him, like, how does the league add these two teams and more players without messing with the quality of the game? People think the quality of the game is messed up. I don't think so. Like, the game is the game. It has evolved. These guys are more athletic. These guys want to get up and down. These coaches are getting up and down. Like, the game is just faster. It's not slow it down, pack the paint, throw the ball into the big man, let the big man shoot. No, it's space and pace. That's what we all grew up playing, and that's how the game is now. So stop crying about that. Adam Silver said it's gonna be okay. Like, there is talent. There are some G League guys that deserve shots in the NBA that need extended looks. There are some pretty good guys down there. And also you have international guys. They are gonna look out more into the international leagues, or just the guys who are playing overseas, to get them to get spots. They're adding another 32 names to the pot. So we're gonna, again, I'm gonna keep y'all up on that stuff. The 65 game rule to qualify for postseason awards isn't going anywhere. Adam said, I said what I said. It is, I'm gonna keep it here for now. But again, man, with the way the game is now, with the space and pace, the soft tissue injuries, guys are getting hurt. It's not like a lot of these guys are sitting and resting because they're tired. These guys really are hurt and banged up. And since people And ring culture and social media has sort of dismissed the regular season and saying, oh, the regular season don't matter. Talk to me in the playoffs. And there are certain former NBA, retired NBA players who are sitting on these networks at these desks and saying, it don't matter what you do in the regular season, do it. You got to do it in the playoffs. So these guys are trying to get their bodies ready. And again, the game is different. Trying to play all 82 and maintain your pace in this up and down fast pace is scientifically impossible. These guys are humans. They're not robots. The most physically fit guys still, I think we are going to see an NBA at some point in time where back-to-backs don't exist at all. It's going to be every other game, every other night. And I believe that's going to probably come up within the next CBA. They also asked Adam Silver about NBA Europe. And this is a quote. If we can come together with the EuroLeague rather than competing with them, that would be the best outcome. So just be prepared. I don't know if the NBA is going to buy them. I don't know if the NBA can buy them, or they can buy in and come up with some agreement. But just expect that move to happen in the next few years. At the EuroLeague and NBA can come up with something and make that happen. If not, there will be competing leagues, which might. NBA is big fish for the big global game, and that's more them trying to globalize the game. And he spoke about tanking. A vote is coming in May to vote on lottery reforms that are being placed by the June draft, free agency, and other preparations for the 26-27 season. He said it's going to be different. When he said it's going to be different, I believe him. So Danny Ainge, get your tank on this year because you ain't going to get it off no more. And now moving on, before we get out of here, got a couple of other little things to cover. Team USA flag football. I don't know if you guys watched this, but I was watching this sitting at home last weekend, all while watching March Madness. I got 2 TVs set up down here, and I had the multi-view, so I was watching the flag football stuff and the March Madness stuff, and I believe I was watching the Cavs game. Like it's a lot going on down here. But Team USA flag football absolutely destroyed 2 teams of NFL players, past and present. And they made it look easy. They had those NFL guys out there looking really, really silly and looking real crazy. And the one guy, Doucette, who came out last year and was like, these guys, I don't think these guys can just come out here and do this. He was right, because it looked like the NFL players was figuring things out as they went along. So by the time they did get to the third and final game, and the one team had an opportunity to play them again, the score was much closer that game. They still lost because the NFL players was just out there like it was 7-07. They was doing their regular pass concepts and doing all of this stuff. You had Kyle Shanahan and Sean Payton as your play callers, for crying out loud. And they was just like calling their plays that they had. Tom Brady did look great. Tom Brady can still throw that pigskin around. Like, he did hit that, talk about trying to make a comeback. He was like to leave. He was like, well, your own team is going to be messed up salary cap. It was just a bunch of crazy mess. But it's a different game, NFL players. And I think they should let Team USA just be Team USA. They did invite RG3 out for a tryout. They'll probably ask a couple of other guys. This is for the Olympic team in 2028 in 2 years. Hell, let Tyreek Hill get out there and do his thing. And a few other guys. Like, y'all not doing nothing. Let some older veteran retired guys get out there and run around. You don't really need current NFL guys. And finally, before we get out of here, March Madness is currently going on. Um, let me give y'all a little synopsis or a quick little standings update. Shout out to my real ones that got into the Club Pizzle bracket challenge. Of course, I'm in the lead. I mean, I'm in first place because I'm him. Like, I know this stuff. Me and Jeremy, shout out to my guy Jeremy. Me and him are currently tied in first place. Then shout out to Marcus and shout out to my guy YP Ray. Those guys are behind them, are like 20 points behind us in the standings. Lex Vegas and my guy Chris Cargyle are bringing up the rear. I'm so disappointed in you two guys. But it is what it is, man. Y'all know this is all fun. And I'm just to let y'all know, I am going to win this whole thing. And my final thought before I get out of here, watching the first 2 rounds of this NCAA tournament, forgetting how like absolutely dope March Madness is, I did start watching a lot of the tournament games, which was a lot of fun. College game has changed a little. It's not as wide open as NBA is. It still has structure. The one thing about college basketball, you follow the coaches. Whatever, like who, for a long time, like Mike Krzyzewski was at Duke for a long time. But you had guys like Roy Williams who retired. He was at Kansas and had that same success at North Carolina. Bill Self has been successful for a long time. He did it at Illinois, and now he's at Kansas. He has a championship there. John Calipari, everywhere he has gone, from UMass to Memphis to Kentucky, and now he's at Arkansas. Rick Pitino, Providence, Kentucky. He was at what? Iona, and he took Iona to the Sweet 16, and now he's at St. John's. He's brought that team back to prominence. UConn is always going to be there no matter who their coach is, but you have to just follow the coaches. Like when I was really into it and watching it, it was Mike Krzyzewski, Roy Williams, Tubby Smith, John Chaney. At a point like Billy Donovan before he went to the NBA, he was a force. Thad Matta was a pretty good coach. Sean Miller. I did say Ben Howland. I'm trying to think of some other guys. Jim Herrick had a lot of success, but you followed the coaches. And I say that to say, like, NIL and super conferences have absolutely killed off the Cinderella. There are no Cinderella teams. They may win a first round game, but getting to the Sweet 16 as a double-digit underdog seed, that's not going to happen anymore. There's one double-digit seed left. The Texas Longhorns. They play in the SEC. There are no mid-major teams left at all. None. Not a one. NIL and these super conferences have wiped the mid-majors and Cinderella totally out of the tournament. Those mid-majors is going to go back to a time where you were getting like one mid-major per conference, even expanding to 68. If you don't win your conference tournament, more than likely you're not going to the tournament for these mid-major teams. And I kind of don't like that, because the Cinderellas and the mid-majors and one team going on those magical runs is what made this thing. Cleveland State in 86, George Mason, their magical run. Gonzaga used to be Cinderella, but now they're a perennial top 25. We'll never see a team like Butler again. But knowing but what they had there then and looking back at it, it's like, oh, they got some guys. And their current head coach is one of the best executives in the NBA right now in Brad Stevens. I hate to say it, but he is. But like I hope you guys brackets are doing okay. Mine's is still intact. I'm still on point to win this tournament. If a lot of my games shake out the way they should, and Arizona wins the tournament, I'm gonna win. Arizona looks great. I need Duke to keep it up. Screw you, Florida Gators. I'm never picking y'all to do anything again. I don't even know why I put faith in the Florida Gators. But anyway, man, that'll do it. With that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh yeah, March Madness. I'm wearing another college jersey, UNLV, Larry Johnson, 1989, 1990, 1991 joint. One of my favorite teams, part of one of my first memories of college basketball. I currently have that game on my TV now, the 1990 NCAA championship, UNLV versus Duke. How I grew up to become a Duke fan, I have no idea. I think it was the year after that when I became a Duke fan because Grant Hill was there and he caught that alley hoop, and I was like, oh, I like those guys. But again, man, thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I may or may not be here next week. Got a 3-day weekend, a Good Friday. You know, I'm gonna have a little kick it, whatever. But again, man, thank you guys. Remember, always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Until next time, y'all. Peace.